Howdy everyone, and welcome to another Lupin TV video. Today I'm going to talk about alts. This has been a question I've gotten quite a bit around just how I manage so many alts. For those that know me know that I have a tendency to play quite a few. I generally just enjoy playing really like all the classes and trying different specs. And most of that in the management of it is done for me. As far as like knowing what to do and how to do it. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video, is just really how do I do it, because it's really not much of me keeping it in my head, more as I have systems in place that help me be able to kind of keep track of alts. Just to be clear, this video is for people that maybe want to try some alts and kind of maybe keep them up to par. If you enjoy playing the game just however you want to, absolutely do that. Part of playing the game how I want to is really playing alts and performing, at least for me, at a high level personally, just because I like to push things and challenge myself. So yeah. So with that being said, let's jump into it. The first thing I'm going to show you is an actual spreadsheet that I use. I'm kind of a spreadsheet nut, for those that don't know, too. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit on this, but this is a spreadsheet I use mostly informationally, and it is to track. You'll see things on here like a little too far there. Each of my characters, and kind of I gave them a bit of a priority system on which ones I'm leveling first, what their levels are currently at, and then what race they are. And then I move into kind of PvE, which if you look at these links, other than that one, all of them are linked to really the Wowhead guide. So I have kind of easy access to jumping into. For instance, this is the Enhancement Shaman one. And then I've kind of got the main stat priority, so that when gear drops or anything, I'm not always wondering, this is my fourth ball, what stats do I need? So that literally puts it all in there. It's very informational for me. And then for some of the classes I plan on PvPing, if not I am PvPing on, so I do the same thing where I hyperlink to some resources on it and then have PvP stats too. You can see I don't have some filled in. That's mostly because I don't really know what I'm going to do. I have some specs I'm considering playing, but those could change too once I get closer to max level. Professions too, I kind of keep track of, and then I have a bit of this count if formula is going on over here, just to see how many herbalists I have, miners, skinners, and all of the other different professions too. So this is my main spreadsheet I use mostly just to track just what's going on, what things there are, those sorts of stuff. So very helpful for at a glance, quick information. The other tool I currently use, let me close this out, is an application called Todoist. And this application I use not just for WoW or my personal life, but also my work life too, and making sure that if there are things I need to do, especially on like a reoccurring basis, or just so I don't forget, I put them in here. And I could probably do a whole professional video outside of World of Warcraft on this, but getting information out of your head and somewhere in a repository where you can store it is a great fundamental practice to use in your day-to-day life too. The more things you're keeping in your head, I got to remember to do this, I got to do this, included in WoW, the more distracted you're going to be, the more stressed you're going to feel. So I set up the system really with my characters where I have very clear tasks that I want to get done per week. And you can see, just like with my druid, since my druid is my main, I've got different tasks set up on here. For instance, I want to make sure I get my M+ done. I want to make sure I get the world boss done. I want to make sure I get the aiding the Accord quest done. World quests, conquest cap, if I'm trying to maximize my vault, which I have been the last 2 weeks in hope of getting more tier options. There's the Rathian weekly quest. There's the Elemental Invasions going on. And then also I've just been farming Emerald Nightmare, Mythic, for the Xavier shoulders. So all of these are set up. You can see I have WoW tags on all of them, which I'll show in a second. But when I click into these tasks, you can actually set the due date. And the due date is, most of them are every Tuesday, because that's when reset happens. So every Tuesday, all of these tasks come up. Well, I'm not going to get them done obviously on Tuesday. So you can see for this, I've actually just moved the due date to January 1st, which is a Sunday. So I've already ran Mythic Plus. Quite honestly, I probably have all 8 done by now, but when it gets to Sunday, I can just as easily mark off that task, or I can mark it off now, and then it pushes it to the 3rd, which would be the next Sunday from recording this video. So I do this with all my characters too, and you can see the red, yellow, blue, and no color is the priority system on them too. So ideally I want to get the red stuff done, then the yellow, then the blue, etc. And you can see I have it set up for all my other alts too. So for instance, my shaman, making sure I get some of that stuff I talked about done. I'm not trying to get a conquest cap done, but it usually ends up happening too. And then same with my warlock, same with my evoker and my warrior, since those are the 5 I have at max level currently. How does this look then? And I'll switch over to today, and you'll see some other tasks on here too, is you can kind of see how it comes up. I mean, I have things like flossing, recording, and editing this video too that come up, leveling NG on my shaman, different things like that, or getting this alchemy and herbalism gear that I have here. I just kind of throw some random thoughts in there. So all in all, this is how I manage really what I'm doing. So today, I haven't really played much today. When I log in, I know I want to get the elemental invasions done. I want to get the world boss done on my evoker and on my warrior, so I can just bang all that out real quick and don't have to really think about what I'm looking for. I've also been checking the world quests too, just because, and I'll probably do my next video on this, but just gearing alts. World quests are an excellent way to do that, and the world quests are up twice a week. They reset on the Tuesday and then on Friday night. So just checking them to see, there's those pant upgrades that could be 20 eye levels, for instance, right? Is totally worth it just to bang that out real quick. It takes 5-10 minutes, and then you've got a nice little eye level bump too. So if you want resources, let me know on any of this, the spreadsheet or Todoist. I would recommend both. And then the only other worth mentioning kind of tool, so to speak, is this week aura that you see here in the top left-hand corner of my screen. This is Tama's Dragonflight Helper. It's a week aura. I'll leave a link in the description for it. But what it does is it shows you your to-do list for all of the weekly events that are going on. So Siege of Dragonbait Keep, Trial of Flood, Trial of Elements. I've already done the community feast on this character, and I've already done Aiding the Accord, so those are both off the list. Shows you your renown quickly for each of the factions. Shows you what your rep is for Cobalt Assembly, which drops a very good ring. And then it also shows you your Artist Consortium rep, which you need for some of the crafting stuff. In addition to it, it's giving us timers for Feast and Siege, and it's also giving us all of the different super rares, they call them, that have a chance to drop eye level gear in line with your character. I think those cap at about 382, 385, but either way, if you're looking to farm those when you're in a zone, it highlights with what rare is up in that zone, not up, but just available that you could go try to farm. You go knock it out, it takes it off the list, and those reset daily. And then the last portion, which I really like, they added this, is the Primalist invasions are now on here too. As you complete them, they get marked off. And I've already done quite a bit, but you can see the Profession Knowledge Weeklies too pop up, and as you complete those. Another really handy tool, if you're ever just like logging on looking for something to do, these are all great ways to progress your character too. It does go away in Dungeons and Raids too, by the way. This goes away, or I think even if you're just in groups, I can't remember. I know if you're in a raid, it goes away. So between those three systems, the spreadsheet I showed, Todoist, and then this week aura, have all really helped me in just saying, like, what do I want to get done, making reminders for those, or having information accessible, or just asking myself, what have I done. This week aura is very helpful for that. Hopefully you found this video useful. I know I enjoyed at least making it, because I like setting up and organizing all of these things. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and if you have not already, definitely please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button for when I'm creating these videos. Hopefully I'm going to get into the habit of creating more of them now that we seem to kind of be hitting our pace in Dragonflight. And I think my next one I'm going to do is probably just on gearing alts at max level. So look forward to that video. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you soon. Bye.